Hey everyone, Code the Web here, and in this Web Design Trends video we're going to be talking about typography and how important it is to your website. So typography traditionally has just been the font or the size of the font that you use for all your text on your website, but it's become so much more than that. It's become a way to get people engaged in your website, and it's become a way to draw in clients, and you can use it as a call to action. It's more than just the font size or the font, it's what it says, it's the placement, it's the design, it's the size, it's the simplicity, but also at the same time the complexity. It's just so much involved. And in a world where you need to do everything to get people to buy your product or your service, or even just stay on your website in general, typography can really make the difference. So I've come up with 5 different examples that I'd like to show you of amazing typography, and I'd like to break them down and talk to you guys about what's going on in each example. So let's talk about this first one. It's called HyperAct, and they are a design studio. And their website, of course, they have this flag with their logo in the background, which you can look at is interesting, but at the same time is kind of distracting. But other than that, they don't really have that much. Yes, they've got their logo in the upper left, and they've got the menu, which as I clicked on before, you noticed, leads to their navigation bar on the right. But other than that, they really don't have that much. They've got these 3 buttons here with the About Us, the Case Study, and the Latest, but really what they've got going on here is big text with their font of choice that states what they are and who they do, what they do, or who they are. And then they've got a little slogan, a little bit smaller, because it's not as important as what they do or who they are. It's just kind of, it brings you in even more. And it's something, it's engaging. It gets the visitor to have the same idea and mission that they have and that they therefore want you to have, which is let's tell the stories that matter. And it's let's do it together. Let's you and I do it together. So I just thought that I think that's very interesting, and I think that's very important that you remember that your typography, of course, has to look good, but what it says is also very important because it has to bring the user in. My next example is this website here. So we've got 4 different fonts going on here. One, we've got their logo, which is right here. And then we've got this thing that's we make fresh Drupal websites. And then we've got the actual font of their website, which is down here a little bit, right? And what they've done is, these are all different fonts. But what they've done really interesting that I want to focus on here is this fresh Drupal websites thing, because it is a font, but what they've done is they've found a way to take a simple font but add this sort of complexity to it that you have to kind of look twice and see what's going on. And that's what matters, is that could be the difference between having them stay on your website and having them leave your website, because they have to look twice and they want to see what's going on because it's interesting, it's remarkable, they want to know more about it. And ultimately, maybe even they'll buy your product or your service, and maybe, just maybe, they'll tell one of their friends about it because it's remarkable. It's worth sharing, and that's the point, is that typography can be that thing that's so interesting. You can take something that's boring, like text, which isn't always boring, but sometimes, and you can liven it up a little bit, and that can be the difference. This next one, what they've done is they haven't really gone with the simplicity aspect or the clean aspect, not to say that it's messy by any means, but what they've done is they've made it more grown up, more complex, more interesting. You have to look not just twice, but maybe 3 times to really see what's going on. And that's also something worth doing. That's not a bad thing if you have to look more than twice. And obviously, I didn't really know what that website was before I looked at it, but the text is very interesting there. So this next one is really, really cool, and it's actually one of those websites that you scroll through to get more and more information. And what you can do is, as you can see, as you scroll more and more, it becomes more and more interesting, and it's kind of like telling you a story, which we'll get into in a later Web Design Trends video. But for now, let's just focus on the typography, as I was saying before. So all different kinds of colors, of course, relating to his current team. And as you scroll more and more, it tells you a story, but it also brings in more and more interesting text. And they've got interesting things going on with it too. For example, they have this this illustration of him going up to dunk a basketball. But here they have some of the text is behind him and some of the text is in front of him, as you can see here in the bottom part. And you keep on going, and it just gets more and more interesting, and it tells a story, and as he goes along, it's all about the story as he goes up for the dunk. So this next one is really, really interesting and very, very simple. In fact, it's probably one of the most simple we've had because it's not a video which kind of distracts you, and it's not this scroll through animation which is interactive, but you might not get that much out of it. It's purely interactive. But what it is it's just a very, very simple picture, and of course it works with the scrolling, so it kind of disappears when you scroll. It's a very, very simple black and white picture, and then right in front of the picture, overlapping the picture, is the text, in this case this person's name. And that's all there is to it. It's so simple. And then it invites you to go and do other things at the bottom, which goes back to, I'm not sure if we've talked about this before, the fold, but that's gonna be one of our web design trends video. So we'll get into it in a little bit. But then they have this information here, the bio, and you can go through and you can see all this. And as you go to more things, the typography is different, and everything changes. But it's all centered around the same thing. It's very, very simple. There's an image and then text on top of it, and it's not distracting. It's simple. It's elegant. It's clean. It's new. And that's typography. So thank you for watching, guys. If you thought this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form, feel free to leave a comment, suggestions, whatever you guys are feeling. Rate this video a thumbs up, please. I do appreciate it. And if you'd like to get more videos like this, please subscribe because they're coming out every week on Wednesdays. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.